Comes back through to Lasham, goes back into Johnson. Johnson lets that puck go wide. Back into Wells. That first step from Wells is an absolute killer. As a forward or the forecheck, you think you have him. Then he turns and he's out of his zone. Back into Watkins. Good save by Ceci. Off the board against Sylvester. He'll make a line change. Coxhead looking to play it through the wide side. Outnumbered. But has got Aliff jumping up into the play. Comes wide on the far side. One-timer. Good save by Ceci on the way in. Back into Osborne. Osborne plays it down into the corner. Back into Jones. Makes that hesitation shuffle pass. Aliff in front of that net. Looks at the wraparound. Good save by Marr on Osborne. As you watch Osborne come wide, you watch a shuffle here from Marr. Picks him up late, but he knows where the danger is. Much now on the face-up with Wildcats and Van den Marakker. They've been cooking for the past 2 or 3 games. Back into Bebris. He goes down low, looking to work it through into the slot to Wildcats. Good save by Ceci. Waved off by Jarvie. Back outside the line. They come back through the far side. Back across into Lipsy. Lipsy's outnumbered. Good stick from Baker at the line to keep everything outside. You'd like to look what he wants to do. I'd like to see Osborne on that play. Just carry it through. He's got that ability. Big rangy winger with speed and hands. Cross onto the far side. One-on-one with Van den Marakker. Bounces. Big rebound for Nell, and it's a goal for the Swindon Wildcats at 14 minutes. As it comes across to Van den Marakker on the far side, 3 Raiders players get pulled wide. But again, nobody picks up now. They react late to Van den Marakker. You'll see the play right now. They realize when it comes wide. Now they overcommit on the far side. Now they don't pick up. Into Villegas, across into Wells. Wide into Villegas. Villegas one-on-one goes wide. Good save by Ceci. Still back with Johnson. Comes back into Osborne. Osborne up onto the blue line. Drives it wide. Osborne up onto the blue line. All alone. Good save with Mard. 8:29 remaining in this first period. Back to Baker, across into the middle to Anderson, across into Lasham, looking to tee it up if he can. Still back into Baker. Baker walks it through. Good save. Big rebound. Big save again from Marr. Back out to Johnson at the line. Nice pass. Crossing to Cooper. Gets it free, and Marr makes that save at 4:59. Looking to come through the cross to that one-time slot. Now the Wildcats break free. Watkins and Bullis. Bullis going wide. Good save, but big rebound. Play it wide on the far side. Anderson and Coxhead back into Wells, looking for the one-time shot through the middle. One-timer off the bar. Back across on the far side. Great work by Coxhead and Anderson on this PK. 3-on-2 inside the line. They'll drop it back. Blocked on the way in. Now the Wildcats are break free. Long stretch pass from Wells, but he doesn't like his options, and he'll regroup. But I said play on the blue line with Anderson and Coxhead. Creating turnovers twice on the power play. The Wildcats have turned the puck over. Back into Wells. They come back with Anderson. Anderson with Villegas. Close down again. Back into Anderson. Gets that shot away. Big draw here. They can set one up. Comes back across into Griffiths. Can't win that draw up against Coxhead. Back out to the point. Enough time for the one-timer for Nell. Good save from Ceci for 13 seconds. Back at the Villegas inside the line. Back to Van den Marakker. Early doors. Gets up into Wells. Billings goes wide looking for that drop pass. Takes it back into the point. But to get on the play right there, you're going to learn the hard way when you're playing against Anderson on the PK. Comes across into Coxhead. 1-on-1 goes wide. But again, it's a long shift. He'll make a change now. Him and Bradley coming together. Back into Villegas. One-timer to Bebris. Big save from Ceci. Point blank. Smart defensive work by Cooper and Johnson on that play. Back into Osborne. Osborne up onto the line. Tries that sneaky quick shot on Marr. On the PK right now on the tripping call. Looks like it's Aliff's going to go there. Back across the crease. Good hands for Burnett to block that pass. Still back into Jones. Jones walks it through. Good save by Ceci through the slot. Back into Wells. Gets wrapped around and to come onto the stick of Van den Marakker. But that's that play from Lasham. Tight at the line. Walks down by Watkins, drops it back into Wells. Good save, big rebound. Back across the middle to Bebris. Anderson looking for that long stretch pass. Good hands by Anderson. 1-on-1 goes wide. Goal for Anderson. 13:35 on the clock. Play right now as it goes wide, but you see Anderson off camera. The Wildcats players get sucked in too deep, but Anderson on that play. A lot of stuff happened before that. Got a great look in the goal play. This is smart hockey. He knows he's going to turn over, but he's got a lot of work on the high stick right there. So comes back into Baker. Good tempo here from the Raiders. Back into Ailiff. Baker's going to drop on this far side. Over that loose puck. Goes back into Nell, back into Van den Meraker on the toe drag. Gets around Lewis. Van den Meraker one-on-one. Good save by Cece off the mask. Still comes down into the corner to Van den Meraker. A bit long for Wildcats on that play. Comes through into Baker. You like Baker on the backhand. Strong on his stick. Difficult to move off the puck. Makes that good exit play. Back into Wells. Quick transition from the Wildcats through the Nell, but it comes onto the stick of Osborne. Coxhead on that play, drives it wide. Kodrag looking for the deflected play on the way in from Wells. Back out to the point from Leishram off the helmet of Marr. Good pressure from Briggs. Anderson comes away with that loose puck. Anderson again. Into Hill, deflected off the blade of Marr, goes over the glass. Back into the slot for Anderson, goes wide, comes back across into Bebris. Bebris to the blue line, comes through this crease. Good save by Cece on that play as Bebris comes right through. Back into Wildcats, goes through. Big rebound for Van den Meraker. Now Ailiff breaks free. 3-on-2 for the Raiders. Go wide on the far side. Big rebound. Back into Bebris. Bebris goes cross ice. Back into the far side. Good save by Cece on that play to keep the puck active. Back into Jones. Jones down into the corner. Johnson's going to hold his line. He's got Cooper on the far side along with Ailiff. Comes across to Ailiff. One-time shot. Goal for the Raiders. You can see that play for Ailiff. The puck was waiting for him to come across the neutral zone. In the replay. As it works here, nobody in the ice is even thinking about Ailiff on this play. Lipsy commits here. Comes across the middle. Goes wide. Much like the Raiders' goal. As you come across here, Lipsy's going to pick up Ailiff right here. A bit of communication from Marr, but now he chases the play into the middle of the ice. Loses man. Comes across the middle. Osborne again. Osborne one-on-one. He's got some gas. One-on-one on Marr. Interesting to see if this is going to be a penalty shot. Chris Jones looking for that chip and go at the blue line, trying to get him behind, but Baker. So back to Leishram, back into Baker. Baker has it, switches the play to Sylvester, tees it up. Goal for Jake Sylvester. 4:24 on the clock. You see the play develop right now. Chris Jones again, much like Lipsy, comes across the middle of the ice. Once he pinches there, you're cooked. Then that play goes through. Jake Sylvester, too much of a good shooter. But it's that play again. You watch Sylvester on this far side. As soon as Jones goes there, he can't recover and get across. Comes across from Cooper. Cooper has it. Watkins in behind. He gets tied up. But again, good hands by Cooper. Putting his hands in the air, knowing he's not holding the man. Back into Wells. Good save by Cece. Comes across into Watkins. Tees it up. And again, on that play, Osborne took that one right in the back. Interesting to see if he goes off the ice. He'll make that line change. Back into Wells. Wells back into Griffiths. Griffiths comes across the middle looking for the drop pass. Back into Bradley. Back into Griffiths with a wraparound. Good save by Cece. Big unit in net. There's not a lot to play with there. Back down into the corner for Griffiths. And Anderson again. He breaks free. Goes wide. He's got Briggs. Anderson to take this right to the hoop. He's going to go alone. Big save by Marr. Back into Leishram. Leishram goes wide. Puck goes back into Sylvester. Tough pass to pick up as they go down low. Raiders come back with Leishram. Leishram and Coxhead and Sylvester have been a dominant line for them tonight. They bring size and speed. Defense on both teams and the goaltenders got to be aware ice is a bit sticky to either side of the goaltenders. Back into Jones at the line, comes across the crease, tough pass to pick up, and Cece picks that save. With the Raiders, they'll drop back right now. They don't have to chase the game. They'll go into that 2-3. They make sure they got a lot of players back at the blue line, comes back across into Nell. Nell goes around Cooper as Cece plays it wide. Good double save, and he covers that puck up. At 16:53 on the clock.
Happy birthday to today to Anne Richardson. Happy birthday to you, Anne. Happy birthday.
Aleph on the drop against Nell on the play. Again, this is where the Wildcats going to start to really push now. Then back into Wells. Big rebound, double save as it comes across the crease with Nell in front of CC on that play. Still down into the corner, back into Billings, goes wide, back into Lipsy, cross into Wells, goes through. Deflected wide by CC, back onto the stick of... Still back into Van den Meraker, through the slot, back into Griffiths, one-time shot, good save from CC, just on the blocker edge. Back out to the point, Bradley steps in, goal for Bradley at 14-17. Bradley on this far side, everybody commits to the far side. As it goes down, comes across to Bradley, walks it through, but he's got a screen from Hill on that play. CC can't pick it up, got a great look from the GoPro. As it works across here, nobody picks up Bradley off camera. Now he goes through. Back into Sylvester. Back into Leishram, back into Sylvester's got time. Good save from Marr. Burnett jumps up into the play. Good push play. Burnett's going to go for the goal if he can. Back into Osborne. They got options. Back into Aleph. Good save by Osborne. Goes through off the post on Marr. Back into Lipsy. Back into Plews. Good play from Hill to keep the puck active. Comes across to Van den Meraker. He goes through the middle. Back into Wells. Wells up onto the blue line. Drives it wide. Through the crease. Good save by CC. Back into Wells. Smith wants his puck on the far side if he can get it through the crease. Big rebound. CC makes that save. Back into Wells. Through the crease. Screen on the way in. Big rebound. Puck still active. Stood up at the line by Burnett. Back into Anderson. Anderson at the red line. He's going to go wide. Back into Anderson, drives it right through, one-time shot, and Marr makes that save, thinking about getting that puck wide. Long pass, back through the middle, back into Bradley. Bradley at the blue line, across to Vielgas. Vielgas looking to get it free if he can. Bucks through, big save. Good save, big rebound again, double save by CC, back into Wells. Back into Billings, isolated 1 against 2 right now. Billings goes wide on that one-time shot, good save by CC. Back into Wells, looking for the one-time shot for Van den Meraker, but looking for Nell in front of that net. Back into Wells, one-timer from Van den Meraker, bit of a knuckleball. Tim Pickett heading for cover. Back into Van den Meraker, back into Wells, across into Vielgas. He goes wide, dangerous play right there, and guess who? TJ Anderson goes wide, big save from CC with Nell right in front of the net. Good work from Bedless, back into Bradley, plays it in the opposite corner, looking for Jones on the forecheck. Back into Jones, looking for that one-time shot, back into Bradley, walks it through, good save from CC on that play. Good toe drag from Leishram. Leishram goes wide, he's got options, he's got Coxhead going to the net. Still in the skates of Leishram, back onto the point for Burnett. Burnett goes wide, good play on the far side, Burnett's going to follow it down, big rebound, goal for Sylvester! 3:54 on the clock. Keeps the puck in here. Shot comes through, gets blocked, and it goes wide, but he still stays with it. But again, nobody picks up Sylvester on the far side. Get a great look. A lot of goals from both teams. Sylvester comes through, circles wide. Now he drifts out of the play. No timely goal. Romford Raiders 4, Swindon Wildcats 2. 1-on-1 with Nell. Big save from Ceci as Johnson blows a tire at the top of the circle. But again, Johnson just loses an edge. Watch the positioning from CC here. Goes wide. Now he's got to react really quick. Puck goes wide. Back to Vielgas. Down low in the skates of the Griffiths. Couldn't get that puck out. Through in the slot. Puck comes through. Back into Baker. Baker, he makes a change if he can. Comes through to Anderson. Anderson goes wide. Puts that one away. Romford Raiders 5. It's that play at the blue line, but look at Anderson. He's always anticipating a turnover, and it goes wide. He's been outstanding tonight. But you pull the extra attacker, you got to take chances, but it's that play right there. I'm going to anticipate a turnover. Comes off the draw for Griffiths, comes back across, back out to the point to Wells. Back into Vielgas. He's going to look to walk it through, but a lot of players in front of the net. CC can't find that loose puck. Covers that puck up, but again, it's the same thing. You got a goaltender, much like Marr. So down into the corner, and the puck pops out. And that's going to be the end of Link Center tonight. Romford Raiders 5, Swindon Wildcats 2. The Raiders have been good tonight. Not a night at the office for the Wildcats.